Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are taking our very first look at the new Tier 5 Tech Tree American battleship, the Tennessee. Now, before we get started, I know you're probably wondering where the North Carolina is. North Carolina and we're gonna have to wait until they come out into the freaking Tech Tree because I am not spending another dime trying to get that stupid ship. Oh, Spartan, you can't call North Carolina stupid. I'm calling it stupid. Alright? So, get over it. The reason I'm calling it stupid is because Wargaming's early access. That's what I'm calling. I've literally spent like $150 trying to get the North Carolina. I got the other two, like, in the first 10 crates. Can't get the North Carolina for nothing. So, screw it. It's waiting. So, you can see that next month when it comes out in the Tech Tree. So, I apologize. Alright. So, Tennessee, we are running William Sims. We have Scharnhorst and Andrew Cunningham as our inspirations. We've got Flammable Cannoneer, Gyrating Drill Bits, Marksmanship, and Reaching Out XXL with Will to Rebuild. We are running AA Mod 2 and Steering Gears Mod 2. We are fully upgraded. I keep forgetting to switch this over to spotter plane, but for now, in the match, you'll see me having the catapult fighter, because I keep forgetting. I am running community contributor flag, and then some of those space camos that they gave us back in the day. So, and by gave us, I mean when you played that stupid game mode. And I didn't hate the game mode, but, you know, you get what you get, right? But anyway, stats. You got 54,600 hit points with a 37% torpedo reduction. Alright. Artillery. You have 12 356mm 50 caliber Mark 7s. The 50 caliber Mark 7, I believe, is the California's guns. So if you're used to the California, then you'll be pretty used to these guns. Firing range is 17.6 kilometers with a 30-second reload time. 40-second 180-degree turn time. HE shell maximum damage is 5,000 with a 30% chance to set fires, and the AP shell maximum damage is 11,550. For secondaries, you got 8 127mm Mark 27s that reach out to 4 kilometers and reload every 4.5 seconds, doing 1,800 maximum damage with a 9% chance of setting fires. Then you have 10 127mm Mark 5s that reach out to 4 kilometers and reload every 8 seconds. Okay. HE shell damage, max is 1,800 again with a 6% chance to set fire though. AA defense, you have 2 12.7mm Brownings doing 7 damage per second and reach out to 1.4 kilometers. Pretty sure that's just a couple guys on the deck firing up at the ship. Alright, so, or firing up at the planes. And then you've got 8 20mm Ehrlichen Mark 4s, or Orliken, whatever you want to call it. 29 damage per second, 2.4 kilometer range. Then you've got 20mm Ehrlichen Mark 20s. You got 4 of those, and they do 12 damage per second and reach out to 2.4 kilometers. And then, of course, you've got 12 40mm Bofors Mark 1s that do 68 damage per second and reach out to 4.2 kilometers. Interesting enough, the secondaries on this ship are not dual purpose. Okay? Maximum speed, 18.9 knots. Turning circle radius of 670 meters. And a rudder shift time of 13.1. So the rudder shift and turning circle, pretty good. Maximum speed, it's an American dreadnought. It's slow as crap. Concealment, 13.5 kilometers by sea. 11.3 by air. 2 is always guaranteed. And a 12.3 kilometer smoke firing penalty. Armor viewer. We have 25mm bow. Okay, so pretty much anything 15 inches and above can overmatch your bow. So keep that in mind. And then, I mean, we probably ought to start looking at the deck armor, right? Like, that's something we should probably do. Because it is actually relevant now. And the deck on this is 25mm thick. Okay. I personally don't know what it means in terms of the bomb's ability to penetrate, but now that we have that thing happening, we need to actually pay attention to the deck thickness and see which ships are better than others. All right. Citadel is, interestingly enough, below the waterline. Or right at it at the worst. Like, I think it's right at it and possibly below it. But, yeah. It's a good citadel. But again, it reaches from out in front of the front gun to out behind the rear gun. Meaning it's a very large citadel. If you go broadside at any sort of range, people can easily plunging fire citadel you. Okay, so keep that in mind. Alright, let's look at the overview. Agile, above average ability to change direction. Ironclad, above average armor thickness. But slow, below average maximum movement speed. Tennessee, a Tennessee-class battleship armed with 12 356mm guns and possessing quite modest speed characteristics. Tennessee was moored in Battleship Row when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, which brought the United States into World War II. She was not seriously damaged, and after being repaired, operated off the west coast of the U.S. in 1942. She entered service in 1921. There were 2 of them in the series. So let's take a look at her. I like these old cage masts too. Like it's a different look. It's a different look than like the tripod mast on the Arizona and such. Good God, this frickin' this port lags out the frickin' port like nobody's business with all the fireworks and stuff going off. So yeah, it's a good looking ship, and it's good enough. So with that being said, let's get to the gameplay. Alrighty, so we are going to be on Land of Fire. And I'm going to be real honest with you guys. I have yet to have one of those great games that I usually have in my American Dreadnoughts in these new battleships. And there's one reason for that. I can't get in a full match. I've had some really good matches. I've had several 70, 80,000 damage matches. Like the very first match I brought out, what was it, the Oklahoma? A 4v4. I killed 3 of them and did 75,000 damage. Should I showcase that and be like, this is a showcase of the ship? I don't know. I kind of feel like I need to be in a full match, put this thing up against, you know, some actual competition, and show you guys what I think about it then. And so we're starting with the Tennessee. Because I don't have the North Carolina, we're starting with the Tennessee, and I am going to showcase that this thing is a very capable ship. Just like any of the other American dreadnoughts. You do have to be paying attention. You can't be just sitting broadside to everything. And you've got to use your incredible turning. I don't know how many times I've said it. I've said it over and over again. If you struggle with American battleships, it's because of one thing. You're lazy. Oh, Spartan, don't be calling me lazy. I'm not bad. It's the game. No. Hear me out. You probably do what 90% of every American battleship player does in this game, which is just come out, go full broadside to get all the guns to bear and fire at everything, but you forget to turn back. You have to change your directions. You also have to keep an eye out for the torpedoes, okay? You know they're there. Pay attention. Like the smoke screen that's out here, screaming that there's a destroyer in the A-cap or about to be in the A-cap. Okay? So you can't just sit there broadside. Notice that I see the battleship and I'm angling against, or I'm trying to angle against the battleship, but also keep my guns to bear because I'm about to shoot at him. So it's a Duke of York. He's most likely going to be firing HE. I'm not particularly worried unless he starts showing me that he's willing to shoot AP, which the Duke can do. So can the King George. I've said it many a times. The Duke of York, the King George, both fully capable of firing AP, and it's good AP. But everybody gets caught into, I'm just going to shoot HE out of it, because, you know, HE works all the time. Okay, well, I'm telling you, if you get to the point where you use your AP correctly on those ships, you will have a much better time. So, with that being said, I am on fire, but I don't put it out. It's a single fire. I'm likely to be set on fire again. There is a ship out there, a battleship that will be shooting HE 99% of the time, and he has a beautiful chance to set me on fire multiple times. So we're not going to put out the fire right away. And you can see his HE is actually extremely effective. Remember, he's a tier 6 battleship. I'm a tier 5. Plus, the HE from British battleships is ridiculous. But we won't get into that. If he'd have shot AP right there, he would have probably done a lot more damage. Now, we take a look back, and that's the moment that the King George, or the Duke of York, gets spotted again. He gets 2 fires here. I am going to damage Con right there, just to make sure that we don't burn for too long now. We get the shot into the broadside. Well, he's not fully broadside, but it's a good shot. And we aim a little too high. Get 7 overpins, 3 shatters. Okay, so we want to get those shots down a little bit. He's kind of coming towards us, which is why we shot high that time. So I've got to try to get better at these sorts of shots, because I almost always end up shooting too high. Almost always. And it's solely because when I go to shoot at people, they're changing direction, or they're like somewhat angled, and it doesn't look like they're angled, but they are. But that time we get a much better result. We get 3 full penetrations, 4 overpins. You can see these things are accurate, man. These things are deadly accurate. So are all of the American battleships, for the most part. They do troll you occasionally, but compared to other nations, the American battleships are accurate as crap. And that goes all the way down the line. Like, for every one of them. I've never had an issue with accuracy when I've had a dispersion built. And this is just another case. I mean, look at that. What more do you want? We hit 6 out of the 12 shells, and that was just the ones that counted because that was what he needed to die. Like, if he hadn't died right there, he would have probably took more penetrations. But Nuremberg gets spotted. I'm looking at him. He's going to try to run. He's turning out. He's making himself pretty obvious what he's doing. So we're going to aim high, let him turn into it, and again, railguns, folks. I mean, do I need to say it at this point? It's good. So, yeah, I really do enjoy the American battleships. You guys know this. It's no secret. So I am biased. I get that. And I have a lot more experience in American battleships and American dreadnoughts than most people. I love the dreadnoughts. A lot of people don't. They don't like how slow they are. But honestly, most of the time, the speed isn't that big of a killer, except in games where you wipe out your side and you have to go to the other side to help, or you have to capture a base. That is the only time that the speed really hurts this thing. And that's exactly what's going to happen in this game. But before we do, I mean, we're going to win this side. And that's something that I don't think a lot of people, I think a lot of people discount. I don't think that they think about what's capable. Look at that. That's a Tennessee. That's the next tier, guys. Right? Tennessee, tier 6? No, tier 6 is... What is the Tennessee? Tennessee's... I'm in a Tennessee. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Oh my God, I'm such a dummy. But I'm like, wait, that's the next tier. No, you're in a Tennessee, you big dummy. Good Lord. I apologize. But anyway, this is me versus him. Look at the angle difference between me and him. First of all, he ran aground. We all do it occasionally. It sucks, but it happens. But look at the angle difference. I use the guns. He fires his guns at me. He ricochets off the side. I'm being targeted by the freaking bombers as well. And, of course, it's a tier 6 aircraft carrier, so I'm not able to shoot down his planes. But look at this. Like, you can't ask for better than that. Like, seriously, man. That is disgusting. Of course, the second shot didn't do as much, but the first shot was glorious. And then we turn back in to allow our guns to be, or to allow our armor to work. We take some more torps, and he shatters more and ricochets and misses off of us. One of us is angling and doing the right thing, and the other is just sitting there broadside. Again, he goofed up by running into the island. It's going to happen sometimes, but, you know, here, he has no health. I know he's dead. I take one shot with the one gun, and then I try to shoot the aircraft carrier over here with the other, as we knew we were going to kill him. There was no way he was not going to die there. If he hadn't died, I'd have probably broke my controller. Because I've had that happen, where I've had a chance to shoot somebody. I think I'm going to kill him with the one shot, so then I start shooting at somebody else, and end up screwing up and not killing the person. Had that happen a lot. So... But it just goes to show you, like, these new ships, there's nothing, like, fancy about them. They are literally exactly what you've come to know and love out of the American dreadnoughts, if you like the American dreadnoughts. If you do not like the American dreadnoughts, you are not going to like this line. Just putting that out there. because it's more of the things that you hate if you don't like dreadnoughts, and it's more of the things that you love if you do love the dreadnoughts. Personally, I love them, so I enjoy these. A lot of people probably not going to enjoy them. But yeah, once again, we take a shot. This one, we overlead the target, and we do some damage, but we don't hit his citadel. This shot here, I think we adjust a little bit, and those look much juicier towards the back. A little, didn't lead him enough. Got to change it once again. Nope, never mind, he's dead. And so that's pretty much our game right there. The rest of this match is going to be me showing the downside of an American dreadnought, which is the inability to affect more of the match. Now, I say that, I am going to affect more of the match, and I'm going to secure the win for our team, because our team is going to try to throw this. It sounds dumb, I know, but it's a thing. Our aircraft carrier has a complete inability to hit this Mayhem. And rather than keep the Mayhem spotted forever, he keeps trying to drop on the guy and miss. Okay, which is fine. I mean, that's your prerogative. If you can keep trying to hit him, you might hit him eventually, right? But no, the Mayhem's going to do a fantastic job of dodging him. There's a battleship on the enemy, or on the other side over there, that's getting ready to fight the Mayhem. And that battleship apparently can't shoot. I don't know. But this Mayhem has no health. If this freaking battleship, and I believe it's a Japanese battleship, if this battleship hits him with one decent salvo, the guy's dead. Which is going to make this even more hilarious when you watch how this ends. Not joking. Not joking even the slightest. I wish I was joking. But this just proves that people have got to start learning the basics of shooting. Shooting, playing, making sure you capture bases, and all of that thing. Okay? This cruiser up in the north, doing the right thing. He just helped finish off the carrier. He's coming to the center of the map to help grab the base away from the enemy. The enemy is capturing a freaking base and firing his guns. He's spotted. Why is that battleship not killing this man? Seriously. It's the last man alive. He's shooting at him, but apparently he can't hit him. Alright? So, and I'm not saying this to be mean to the battleship. Like, it's just funny to me to watch a guy with no health charge a full health battleship and kill it. Sorry for the spoilers, but that's what's going to happen. And he gets away alive. Like, even holding your shells until that guy comes right up next to you to dump his torps, you would kill him. But he doesn't. He lets that guy run all the way to him. And you knew it was coming. The guy does not make any, change or anything. He grabs the base, and from the moment he grabs the base, he goes super aggressive and goes right after that battleship. He's laughing at the battleship. He's laughing at the carrier. The battleship knows the Mayhem is coming and is charging the Mayhem and is incapable of hitting the Mayhem. What is the only real strength of the Mayhem, guys? It has great guns. The torps are mediocre, and at best, they are, mid-range, if that? I think they're, 6 kilometers maximum? I'm thinking 4.5, but I think it's actually 5 or 6 kilometers. All this battleship had to do to not get torped to death is turn around and go the other direction. That Mayhem would never catch up to torp him. Ever. Because the cruiser next to me and I would kill the Mayhem before he got close enough to catch the Fuso. But because the Fuso ran in there, he's actually leaving himself wide open to being finished off. And so Mayhem is getting to get away with this, which is insane. And now, he did take a hit from something, but I think it was actually the cruiser. Now, I shot hoping to hit him. I didn't lead him enough. But I'm 15 kilometers from the guy, and I came close. Dude runs aground and actually probably saves his life there, because had he stayed on his course to go around the island, I'm pretty sure I would have hit him. But then he gets going. He disappears. The Fuso is dead. Big surprise. We're sitting here broadside at this range. I'm not getting any closer. There's no reason for me to get closer to that man. We're winning the match. We've got the cap control. All I got to do is hold it. All right? But now the Mayhan wants to go after our carrier. He doesn't want to stick around and find out what happens if he stays on us. And again, he splits the shot of the torps from the carrier. He turns in towards me, which keeps me from hitting him. Again, like if all he did was dodge me, like he can dodge me all day long. I'm shooting from long range in a battleship. He sees my shells coming. He has all day to change course and avoid them. But that cruiser's getting awfully close, and that cruiser should be able to easily kill him. I mean, the cruiser's, what, half the range that we are to him? And the guy's sailing in mostly a straight line. So you'd think the cruiser would be able to hit him. But no, it comes down to me blind firing using the auto-aim feature of World of Warships Legends over the mountain to catch this man off guard and drop the bomb from downtown. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully I wasn't too aggressive for some of you guys. I know I try to keep it lighthearted when I'm pointing things out, but 2200 base XP, 4 kills. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.